Hey, what's going on, you guys? Welcome to another episode of the Trainer Talk. Today we're missing a couple, as you can see, but we're going to be talking about something that we think is really important. We all know that a 1 hour workout is only 40% of your day. It's very important, but what do you focus on for the other 96% of your day? What should you be doing to make sure that you're getting results and living your healthiest and happiest lifestyle? So that's what we want to talk about today, is just some things to focus on outside of just your workouts. Your workouts are such a small portion, even though we struggle with getting them in sometimes, even just a 30-minute or 1 hour workout. People get in the routine of doing that, but then they don't know what to do outside of the gym. So that's what we want to try to help clarify. So we have a couple of the most important things to focus on. I'll let Bethany start with maybe some of her top things that she focuses on, and hopefully we can help you guys outside of the gym.
Yeah, so some really big hitters are probably just nutrition and sleep. I'll talk about sleep first, just because it comes down to your recovery in that way. It's also can impact anything from fat loss to muscle gain to just overall recovery. It even impacts your brain function, your memory retention. Sleep is a lot more important than people really realize. It can impact your fat loss results. There was a study that they had people sleep 8.5 hours versus 5.5, and the people who only slept 5.5 hours lost 50% less fat and maintained less muscle while they were trying to lose weight. So it really does make a big difference if you're able to get in more sleep, more quality sleep. Making sure that you're kind of optimizing your sleep. Something that I try to do is to not eat right before bed, because I know that keeps me a little bit more awake throughout the night. I'm not able to get in as deep of a sleep. Or you can take some sort of sleep aid. There's CBD, and then there's melatonin. We have a sleep multiplier here that can kind of help just give a little edge. If you're not able to get more hours of sleep, it'll at least improve the quality of your sleep.
Yeah, for sure. And just to add on to the sleep, for me, my routine, if I'm going to put in 2 hours or at least an hour of training 6 days a week, you recover and you rebuild while you sleep. The results don't necessarily happen in the gym. They happen with sleep being one of them, and then nutrition. So for sleep, I want to make sure that I'm maximizing it, even though I'm not getting as much as I might need sometimes. I want to make sure that I'm getting the best quality sleep. So turning off the TV and cell phone a half hour before bed, making sure my room is really, really dark. So we have room darkening curtains or pitch black curtains. Make sure there's some white noise in the background so we sleep with a fan on. And I'm also like to read a little bit before bed just to help kind of relax my mind. And I usually, after a few pages, I find myself starting to doze off. So it kind of just helps you relax, shuts down your mind, and then you'll fall asleep faster. For one, and then you also just fall into more REM and deep sleep, which is what we need to recover the mind and the body. A lot of people just, they watch TV all the way up until they go to bed. Maybe they even watch TV in bed and fall asleep with it on. That blue light is constantly on you. You're going to be in a light stage of sleep, and you're not going to fall into as much REM and deep. And REM is the recovery of the mind, deep is recovery of the body. So if you're not getting those, you're basically going day in and day out, not fully recovering. And that's why we turn to a lot of stimulants like coffee. It's why we wake up with a lot of brain fog, and we're weak and tired, we hit snooze. So all those things are basically coming from just getting poor quality sleep. So you want to make sure you're getting good sleep. To kind of go with that, I think obviously good healthy nutrition is important. So if you're putting time into the gym, you're getting that 1 hour workout in, you want to make sure that you're fueling the body. That's what we talk about a lot here at TH Fitness, is fueling the body. So a really good rule of thumb is just try to make sure that you're eating 3 good healthy meals a day, maybe some snacks in between. And we want to try to make sure that you're hitting a consistent calorie amount. It's really easy to figure out about how many calories you need. We want to make sure that we're not restricting too many calories. A lot of people that we work with are trying to lose body fat, so they will really cut back a lot on the calories. And what's basically happening is you're going to slow all your processes down. You're going to lose muscle mass with that, and then if you ever go back to your old habits, you're going to put that weight back on. So I'm sure Bethany has some things to add with the nutrition too. But.
Yeah, so when it comes to nutrition, some people will think like, okay, eat less and move more, which, while that's true, it's not always the best thing to do right at that moment to set you up for future success. Like, for some people, if they're already chronically under eating, like 1,200 calories or less, and then they're still trying to work out like 5 days a week, or they're like, they can't just start working out more and eating less, because it's obviously gotten your body to a point where it's just basically survival mode, where it's basically just repairing whatever you do in the gym with the little that you give it, and it's not going to help you lose fat or gain muscle or gain strength that way. If you want to think of it like you're investing in something, or like have like some sort of currency, and if you're spending more than you're putting into it, then you're just going to keep breaking it down. That's the same thing with like muscle growth. So if you're not having enough protein, you're not having like that base amount of overall calories, anything you do in the gym, you're basically just recovering from, you're not adapting to it, because you literally don't have the supplies to build that muscle or to lose fat. So your body just focuses on, okay, I'm going to repair my joints, repair and keep, homeostasis, which is just like baseline survival, and repair that, keep that going. But then if you want to lose weight, then it's really not going to focus on that, because it thinks that you're going to starve if you don't slow down your metabolism and stuff like that. So doing more is not always the answer. Fueling your body appropriately is what's going to get you to your goals, instead of cutting calories or doing more workouts. Doing more workouts, if you can't recover from them, doing more is just hurting you. It's not really helping you. So if you are hitting the hour in the gym really hard, you've got to make sure that your nutrition is also on point. Biggest thing there is just obviously, we preach whole quality, whole foods. Try to eliminate some processing. At least have like 80% of your calories from those whole foods that you would find in nature. 20% you can have the fun foods. That's fine. Nobody's going to be perfect. And then just making sure you're getting enough protein, and then that base amount of calories. You don't want it to get too low.
Yeah, that'd be a great start. And honestly, it just begins with like if you have a healthy breakfast, usually that'll like trail into healthier decisions throughout the day. So I would really just focus on preparing for the day ahead, or maybe the week ahead. So if you have a specific time that you work out every day, you might as well plan out, okay, when am I going to eat, and then how am I going to have access to that food. You may have to do some prepping and meal planning, or maybe you get like a healthier meal plan service. Like me and Katie right now are doing factor meals a couple days a week when we just don't have time, or don't make the time to prep. It's really good to just grab a healthier meal that you can toss in the microwave and have. So there are definitely good options, rather than like going and getting fast food for lunch every day or something like that. So just focus on trying to meal prep, and then hitting a consistent amount of calories. And then, like she said, getting enough protein. Protein are the building blocks of muscle. So if you are working out a lot, you want to make sure that you're building that muscle up, and that will help you in the long run, especially when it comes to fat loss, actually. So those two, I would say, are the biggest, most important ones. To go along with nutrition is definitely hydration. A lot of people don't drink enough water, or they drink other fluids and just don't kind of balance it with enough water. So for example, a lot of people drink a ton of coffee, or they'll drink pop or tea, something like that. You need to be drinking water, and we typically recommend, I would say as a minimum, like 64 ounces of water a day just by itself. But we actually tell our clients to shoot for half your body weight in ounces. So if you weigh 150 pounds, you're trying to shoot for at least 75 ounces of water a day. That's just going to help you with all your bodily functions. It's going to help you with your mental clarity, your energy, but it's also just responsible for all those other processes. So if you're working out and eating good, you need to make sure your body is operating at the highest level possible. So making sure that you're staying hydrated is going to be very important.
Yeah, and to go along, hydration isn't just about water either. It's also comes down to your electrolyte balance. So like you could be downing gallons of water, but if you're not having the proper amounts of sodium or magnesium, and then there's chloride, and then there is potassium. Those are like the 4 main electrolytes. That doesn't come already in your water. Some of them they add the minerals to it, but it's not in quite the proportions that we need when we're trying to rehydrate, especially from a workout. I think all of us might have gotten a little bit dehydrated from Murph the other day because it was really hot out, so we were all sweating, and it was probably evaporating faster than we realized. That it was pretty warm, especially as they did it later in the day, and then having some like muscle cramping in there. Muscle cramps is usually a sign of dehydration. So if you do experience a lot of muscle cramps, then if that's kind of hindering your workouts, and then if you feel like you're kind of like losing energy in workouts, your performance does decrease if you don't have proper hydration and electrolyte balance. So getting like some sort of hydration packet to mix in with your waters, like I like the liquid IV, or you can do like, they have a lot of other supplements out there that, hydro, there's like salt and potassium and magnesium incorporated into that, or just adding pink Himalayan salt to your water, something simple like that, and just making sure, having a banana a day or something. You get a lot of potassium from potatoes as well, white potatoes. So just trying to make sure that you're getting all your nutrients in if you want to really reap all the benefits of what you're doing in the gym. Another big part of it, I think, is habits, just because if you have bad habits, then it's going to kind of overshadow whatever you're doing in here. That's how it comes down to that other 23 hours of the day. Like if you have bad sleep habits, then it's going to impact your sleep. And while you can work on building those good habits, of course, but you also have to work on taking out the bad habits too, like replace them with better habits. So let's say if you typically drink wine at night, then start drinking tea, or find some sort of other, like there's the Beam Dream, which is like a cocoa mix that has melatonin and L-theanine, CBD, helps you to like calm down. So you still have something to sip at night and kind of relax, but you're not, drinking alcohol or something like that that's going to negatively
disrupt your sleep.
Yeah, disrupt your sleep. Alcohol is bad for that, but we've talked about that a lot already. Different habits like that, and if you have a nutritional habit of eating a donut in the morning every day, and that's just going to impact the rest of your day. It's going to impact your workouts, and you're going to be on like a roller coaster throughout the day of just like glucose or insulin spikes and crashes, and you won't have like good energy to be functional and productive the rest of the day.
Yeah, I wrote down habits as well, but to go along with habits, like your environment, stress management, and productivity. So, if you're somebody that has started building the habit of going to the gym, you're putting in time in the gym every day, you want to make sure that you're staying productive and getting things done throughout the whole day too. And what a lot of times it comes down to is people, they get a poor night's sleep, they hit snooze too many times, they wake up, they're in a rush, they grab that donut, they grab their coffee because they're so mentally fatigued, they rush out to go to work, they're immediately stressed out, and then all of a sudden they don't want to go to the gym at the end of the day. So it's like a cascade, or like a trickling effect of just not getting any closer to your goals or being able to maximize your day. So what I do, and you can do it however you want, but I try to never hit snooze for one, and try to start your day with a win. So positive habit, like she said, like you want to try to replace bad habits with good habits. So not hitting snooze, wake up, drink a glass of water. That'll help get you hydrated, help you get started. Even if you drink coffee in the morning, drink a full glass of water before your and then have your coffee. Like habit stack it. Make sure you pack your gym bag first thing in the morning. That way you have it ready to go. Put it in the front seat of your car. Maybe do some household chores or something like that in the morning. Or maybe what I do every night before bed is I'll write down 3 things that I want to accomplish the next day, and that way I have that list. Or maybe you wake up in the morning and you make a list of 3 things that you want to get done, just to stay more productive, and it's going to reduce stress a ton. You're going to get more things done. You're going to feel better. That way you have a little bit more energy and focus going into the gym as well. So those are just some things that I do. And to go along with that, the environment, set up your environment to win. So if you got junk food laying around the house, like you're not going to stay away from it. We still like junk food. We're not superhuman. We don't like despise donuts and candy and stuff. Like I eat a lot of it when it's available. So what I try to do is set up my environment. For example, in my house, I try to have just fresh food everywhere and almost zero junk food. If I need junk food, I have to go out and get it. So just set up your environment in that way. Could also be the people that you surround yourself with. If you're coming to the gym, you're most likely around other supportive people with like-minded, goals and things like that. You might be motivating each other, but if you're on somebody that's taking you away from your goals, or maybe at work every day they go out and get pizza for lunch, you might want to try to separate yourself from those people a little bit, even if you're friends, or maybe if it's a family member or something. It's okay to still have a great relationship with them, but you don't need to spend every day with them if they're not taking you toward your goals. So that's just my tips on that for it.
Yeah, especially with like the environment, I do agree with keeping that stuff out of there. If I have it in the house, I'm gonna eat it just because I know it's there. So it just comes with like being aware of what's gonna be taking you away from your goals. I think that awareness, having that like mindset, the correct mindset forward is a big thing. Especially like when it comes to environments. If some people aren't supportive of that, it's okay to still have them in your life. Just like realize that sometimes you're gonna have to either make some sacrifices if you want to be around them. Like you're not gonna be able to have the pizza all the time, even if they're having it. Or if your friends go out to get drinks, then you might have to be the one who doesn't drink, and you can just offer to DD. And honestly, they'd probably be happy with that because then they can have fun. And I mean, you will be sober, but that's fine. You're still going to be chasing your goals. You can still hang out and do things. You don't have to like be 100% perfect and stay in all the time. And I mean, you can still go out and have drinks, just not a ton. Just kind of knowing going in like what you're going to have to do in order to achieve those goals. Being willing and knowing that roadblocks are going to come in along the way. Knowing that even if you do hit that 1 hour in the gym every day and you're dedicated to that, it's going to take more than just that to see what you want. Realizing that it takes a lot of other things that play into it. I mean, obviously working out's a big part. We work out pretty, 5-6 days a week, pretty intensely. We know that takes a lot of effort, and that's what's kind of getting us to our goals. But we also value everything else that's outside of it. We know that it goes beyond the gym.
Yeah, and honestly, nutrition and sleep play a bigger role than workouts themselves when it comes to your results. 80% of the results are going to be coming from the nutrition. Sleep is obviously one of those things that we push. And just to give you kind of an example, like if I had a day where I did not eat and didn't sleep well, I would choose to rest and get some good food than work out for that day. So just to give you an example of the importance of that. I understand that if I go and work out off 2 hours of sleep and no food, I'm going to be damaging my body even more than benefiting it. So make sure that you're just focusing on that. So if I were to give you guys kind of like an action plan to take away from this episode, obviously you want to get your workouts in. That's fantastic. If you're doing that, hats off to you guys. Keep doing your workouts. But I would just focus on, trying to maybe drink more water during the day. Make sure you're eating a consistent amount of meals or calories, at least 5 days during the week. And then maybe try to clean up your environment and set yourself up for a better night's sleep. So maybe adopt some of those sleep habits that we were talking about. Shut off the TV or your phone, 30 minutes before you go to bed. Get some room darkening curtains. Make sure you have a white noise or a fan on in the background. Things like that are definitely going to help. And you don't have to do all these things at once. We've been practicing these things for the last few years and slowly changing it around and trying to maximize our results. You don't have to be perfect. Like just start maybe with just the water for a week, and then maybe you're shooting for a calorie goal for a week, or making sure that you're getting enough meals in. Slowly changing your habits around. Maybe you decide this week I'm going to not hit snooze. I'm going to wake up and try to get 3 things done every single day. And then slowly build on and stack on, and your results are just going to continue to improve and increase, and you're not going to hit a plateau that way either.
Right. Yeah, just like don't put it all on yourself to revamp your whole life, because that's not sustainable. We know that. So yeah, just like little goals that you can add every day. It's just gonna exponentially grow your results. Like even if right at first you don't tell a huge difference, like after months and then years of doing it, I mean, you're a good example of that, of just the years of working out and then improving your nutrition every day. I mean, you didn't start off like this. We didn't start off knowing like what to do for hydration and then what to do for nutrition. So it just takes time to obviously build that.
Yeah, and I mean, we are in the field of health and fitness, and we both went to school for this stuff. I've been working out for 12 years now, and I feel like I've learned more in the last 2 or 3 years than the previous 10. So you're constantly learning new things. You're not going to be able to do it all at once. You can't just do a weight loss program for 60 days and know it all and continue to get results for the rest of your life. It's a constant learning process. That's another big thing too. You got to be constantly switching up your workouts and your nutrition and changing things and trying to dial it in and get better at stuff. But we also want to make sure that you guys realize that you don't have to be perfect at it. I have like one go-to indulgement meal that I have every single night, and it just so happens to be called Indulge Trail Mix. So I have 80%, 90% of my calories are good, dense nutrition, and then I splurge on that pretty much every night. But basically 90% of my foods in my house are healthy, nutritious foods, and then I get to enjoy that treat every night before bed. And that's kind of my way of just creating balance and being able to sustain my results for an extended period of time. Because if you try to do it all at once and you go 0 to 100 too quickly, a lot of times you're going to fall off track and you're going to kind of give up on it. And we don't want to see you guys do that. So try these things out. Focus on the other 96% of the day, not just that workout. And just understand that you don't have to be perfect, but start adopting some of these healthier habits.
Yeah, that kind of wraps it up. Good.
Cool. So hopefully this helps you guys start practicing these. If you have any questions, feel free to reach out. Make sure you like and subscribe so you can see all of our future videos. Go back and watch some of our older ones if you need to learn anything else. And we'll see you guys in the next episode. Later.